Good morning, everyone. Donovan here with Martial Arts Business Made Easy, and this is an unscheduled video that I'm coming to you with. I just wanted to touch on something here that I saw this past weekend. So, a gentleman that is a martial arts consultant in our industry. I'm really not too sure of his success as a business owner, but he has a group, and he wanted to share some information, start a group just like we're doing here, share information with different school owners, and people are buying in. He can be very charismatic, and people are kind of buying into the process. So he had this entire big event where, last night he was going to do this live event online and teach you how to make a few extra $1,000 like this week. And everyone's like buying in. And of course, even I'm like, okay, cool. What's this guy selling? How's he going to get you to make a few extra $1,000 in a week? Because as you all know, as I know, I've been in business a long time, there is no quick fix. Okay, you have to do the work, you have to work hard, you have to have great systems, great staff, great process, great studio. There's a lot that goes into it. But the big thing is consistency. All right, doing very common things uncommonly well will get you very successful. All right, so I watched this video, kind of kept skipping through. He's basically like, have a clean school, have good instructors, do the right thing. Those are all good information. That's fine. But when it came down to it, the way he was explaining that you were going to make a few $1,000s this week is through paid in fulls. All right, so if you don't know what a paid in full is, it's when you get a student to pay in full for an entire year. And the strategy was, if a person is a new student, just for simple math reasons, he was saying, if your membership's $100 a month, it's $1,200 a year. So you should offer them 2 free months at the end of their contract. So let them know if they pay you $1,200 right now, they'll get a 14-month contract instead of a 12-month contract. And then same thing for 6 months. So if you do a 6-month contract, you get 1 month free. So you get 7 months for $600. I completely 100% am against this, and I'll tell you why. It just doesn't make sense. The only reason you discount your products is because you want to make a sale. Okay, so just think about this, right? Generally, like an Apple, like an iPod, computer, anything Apple related, they may run tiny, slight sales through the holidays, Black Friday. Occasionally, like on Mother's Day and things like that, they'll run these like slight deals, but they don't really run deals. And why is that? Because their product is awesome and they don't need to discount their product. You don't discount things if you have an amazing product and you have a price that is consistent with the value given with your product. You don't need to discount it, ever, period. Okay? We haven't really ran a lot of trials. We run trials. We haven't really ran a lot of ads recently to my programs. Why? Because we're close to capacity, and anyone that does come in is going to pay full price. Because I'm not going to discount my prices for anyone. We don't offer family member discounts. We don't discount anything. Our price is what our price is. Our model is not built around gigantic family memberships for a bunch of people to come in my school. I'm a very big believer of doing the math. If you can only fit X amount of people in your program, figure out how many students you can put in a class on average. Average that out by how many people or how many classes you have a day, and then over a week, and then what your membership is. That's another thing. If you have a membership that allows people to come every day, you're going to cap out a lot faster. Whereas if you have a twice a week or 3 times a week, a solid one membership option is twice a week or 3 times a week, you can really start to know exactly how often people are going to be coming. So you can really dial in, within about a 20-person window of how many students you can hold. So, for my Taekwondo school, we're slightly over 2,000 square feet, not much bigger than 2,000 square feet. We're going to fit about 280, 300 students in there. And that, that's it. That's really where we're at. So why would you discount your product? So that's the first thing. Don't discount your product. All right. If you're a brand new school, you need to be running sales. You need to be running, events, constantly getting people into your program. Absolutely do that. But don't do paid in fulls. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple reasons here not to do it, and then maybe one reason to actually try it paid in full. But step 1, don't do it. Don't discount your product. It costs what it costs. Be great. Up your value to your price, and make sure you're getting what you're worth, first of all. Second of all, the reason paid in full suck is because the key to a paid in full is not spending the money. Okay, so if you make $5,000 worth of paid in fulls this month, and You spend it all, cool. You're teaching these people for the next year to 2 years, and you're not getting paid for it. You've already spent the money. So now you start to resent them. It starts to suck going into work every day because you're working your ass off, but you're not making that much money. All right, it's not fun. Not only that, it's like even if you are disciplined with your money, you can be the most disciplined person ever. But if I give you $5,000 and told you to put it in your pocket, but you can't spend it on anything. Here's $5,000, but you can't spend it. You can spend $100 a week. That's all you get to spend, or $100 a month. You know what I mean? Would that suck? Yeah, it would, right? Any of you guys married? I'm getting married next week. I'm really excited. I would not give my wife, my fiance, a $5,000 credit card and say, here, you can only spend $100. Right? Why would you do that? You're just like asking for yourself. You start to, it's always funny. People say it's better to have cash on you because you don't spend as much money. But I've always found that when I have cash on me, I spend it because I'm like, oh, I have X amount of dollars in my hand. I can spend this money on things. So I end up going through cash actually faster. That's how it works for me personally. But my key here is, if you have this money saved in a bank, but it's just sitting there, it's not doing anything for you. So don't get the money up front. Let it come in. Let it reoccur every month and come in, and base your expenses and your income off that reoccurring revenue. It just makes a lot more sense, and it's an easier business model. It's easier to pay staff. It's easier to get loans. A bank is not going to trust you to constantly sell paid in fulls. They want to see that there's reoccurring revenue coming into your program. Okay, so one, don't discount your products. You don't need to discount anything. The only time you would discount it is if you need sales. You need a high volume of sales, then you can discount it. Also, you don't want to have money that you're just hanging on to and just sitting on because you're going to spend it and then you're going to be pissed off because you're teaching classes basically for free. The only reason that you should actually do a paid in full is if you need cash. And what I mean by that is something to reinvest back into your program. So for example, if you need mats, if your mats suck, you've had them for 10 years and they're just shitty and you need new mats, and say you need like $8,000 for new mats, run a couple paid in fulls and immediately invest that money right back into your program. Then that's fine because it's a calculated risk, it's a calculated movement to better your program. If you need a van or transportation for your after school program, all right, and you need money, boom, offer a paid in full. But for most of us that do not have these expenses that pop up like that, you do not need to do paid in fulls. It's a waste of time. It's a huge scam. All right, so it's a trap. If you keep running paid in fulls, you need more and more students to do paid in fulls. What do you do when you have 100 students in your program and 80 of them are paid in fulls and you're not getting paid anymore? Now you're teaching literally for a 20 student check. That's it. It's worthless. It's horrible. All right. So to close you out here with a story, I had a business owner, a school owner here, try to sell me his school, and he looks like an asshole because he sold people 1, 2, and even 3-year paid in full memberships at ridiculously low discounts. And these people paid him for 3 years in advance, and then he just dips out of town, takes their money. So he's an asshole. The people are pissed off. They come to me now and they want to continue doing martial arts, but I look like an asshole because they were paying $70 a month because they paid in full for 3 years, and our program is $150 a month. And they're like, I can't believe how expensive this is. Yeah, well, it's because you were with a shitbag. That's why it was that cheap, and that's why he's not a good guy. He's not a smart businessman. Obviously, why he ended up collapsing the business and running, because it doesn't make sense and it doesn't make you money. He showed me his books before he pieced out of town trying to sell me his business. He's like, yo, last month we made $18,000. So I'm using that as a multiplier for my business. He made $18,000 because he had a lot of paid in fulls and he sold out summer camps, again, that he dipped out on. I looked at his books 2 months before that. He was making like $6,000. Why? Because you can't keep this up. All right. And the $18,000, he's being sued now by these people that want their money back, but he can't give it to him because he's already spent it. This is a prime example of why not to do massive amounts of paid in fulls. The only reason you should do a paid in full is if it's a calculated movement to better your program, to buy a huge equipment order, to invest in mats, to invest in a transportation system. All right. Only do it if you absolutely have to. Otherwise, I promise you, you will be better getting recurring revenue in your business. I promise you. Why do most people that win the lottery go bankrupt? Because they don't know how to handle that money. But if that same person got that, $10 million over 30 years, they would do a lot better. it's statistics. It's how it works. If I told you here's $5,000, but you can only spend $100 of it, it's going to be really difficult for you to do that. Even the person with the best discipline is going to have a hard time with that. So guys, my point in all of this, one, don't do massive amounts of paid in fulls. Two, be skeptical of who you're listening to. The people that are giving you advice for your business and for your life in general, be very skeptical. Look at their numbers. Are they successful? Do they look like what you want to embody? Do they act like it? Do they live like the person you want to be able to live like? And look at their business. Does it make sense to you? If their business is not like the perfect image to you or pretty damn close, then I wouldn't listen to them. Find someone that's been there, find someone that's done it, and get advice from people that are reputable, not just telling you to pay in fulls and get quick cash. There's no quick cash in business. It doesn't work that way. All right? Do the work hard, and the money will come. I promise. All right, guys, if you have any questions, hit me up below or PM me, and I would love to talk to you. See ya. Bye.